You asked for it, so I'm gonna give it to you. But I've got to warn you, it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be elaborate. It's not gonna be complicated. It's gonna be simple. It's gonna be easily doable. It's gonna be obtainable. This is everything that I am doing to lose weight and has helped me reach 103 pounds of weight loss on a GLP-1. Let's go. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe, come along for the ride, because I put out new videos every day. And today's video is brought to you by the Dunes of Arrakis. Visit Sandworms today. You ask the questions and I give you the answers. So on one of my previous videos, I had somebody who requested that I talk about everything that I'm doing currently to continue my weight loss after losing 100 pounds. Now, this person in their comment, they had referenced that I had just recently lost 100 pounds, and now I've already lost 3 more pounds. How am I doing that? And I just want to make sure, because I'm not sure how long this person has been following me. I just want to make sure that I give it to you straight, because you guys know transparency is my thing. I have been actively losing 1 pound per week. So yes, I did, make it to the 100-pound loss mark. And since hitting less than 200 pounds, which happened some time ago, the weight loss has really slowed down. And this is one of the things that I always take an opportunity to just take a few minutes and talk about, because I feel like there are so many people that are starting out, like myself, at a much higher weight, and the weight loss is just 2 pounds, 3 pounds, 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, right? It's just, it appears to be just falling off, right? I mean, we all know there's more work involved than just that, but it looks like it's coming off very fast. And then the closer you get to a normal weight, the less weight you are going to lose per week, but also the more you're going to see or feel that weight loss, right? Because you're significantly smaller. So now every pound that you lose is much more significant, right, at the smaller size. You see it, you can feel it in your clothes, you can feel it on your body. So I just wanted to take a second and throw it out there, because I don't want anybody to misunderstand me and think that just yesterday I said that I lost 100 pounds and now I've lost 3 more pounds, right? It takes time. Let's talk about all the non-glamorous things that I've been doing. So if you are looking for somebody who has a rigorous workout schedule, who is like a guru and like they're wearing nice clothes and doing the workout videos, right? I'm not your girl. That's not me. But I am doing something a little bit differently than others. So what I'm doing may help you, and it may give you a little bit of flexibility, because here's what I see. I see a butt ton of people posting in support groups, and they're like, I work out for an hour and 22 minutes every day, 5 days a week. I get 1 gabillion gallons of water a day, and I get 20 gabillion grams of protein. Protein, right? Like, and if that works for them, more power to them. That approach does not work for me. I have ADD, I have a very short attention span, and previously in my entire dieting career, I have been very, very hard on myself. And if there was any opportunity for me to get down on myself, talk down to myself, give myself a hard time, and then quit and give up, I would do it. So I have been working on that. I've been working on focusing on how do I change this mentality? Because one of the promises that I made to myself when I first started this GLP-1 journey was that I was going to do things differently. Because the way I was doing them before, guess what? It didn't work. It not only didn't work because I didn't have a GLP-1, right, that fixed my body so that my body would work with me instead of working against me. But it also didn't work because no amount of shame or guilt or talking down to yourself, self-deprecation is going to make you lose weight. And I just want that to sink in for everybody for just a minute. Because I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, that people of my generation who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and up, it was just ingrained in us that if you weren't doing something, if you weren't being productive, if you weren't, just pushing yourself to the nth degree, then you were being lazy, or you were useless or hopeless, right? And I want you to like this video if that's you, or if you know someone who was raised like that. So it's really challenging to undo years of beating yourself up. So what am I doing? When it comes to fitness, what I'm doing is not what anybody else is doing, right? So people will often say, oh, I go to the gym 3 times a week and I work out for an hour. And will that be me eventually? Yes, I'm currently researching local gyms in my area because I don't have enough space in my home to be able to have the workout equipment that I'm going to need to build muscle. So am I going to eventually start going to a gym regularly? Yes. And I plan on taking you along for that ride as well. So if you haven't subscribed, definitely do it. But what I have been doing that has been working, and I continue to lose weight, is I'm doing more than I used to ever do. And I know there are people who are watching this right now going, well, Allie, what the hell kind of workout plan is that? It's a wild one. I do not do the same thing every day. I don't have a set schedule of workouts that I do. I don't have a set schedule of exercises that I do. I'm not following a plan. I'm not following a particular video series. Whatever I want to do that day, and this is where the ADD comes in, that's what I do. My goal each day is to do more than I did a month ago, than I did a week ago, than I did yesterday, within reason. So, for example, for the within reason part, on the weekends, right, I take my shot on Friday night after I get off of work. I often have extreme fatigue, nausea, joint pain. I don't work out. I don't do cardio. I don't do nothing. I Netflix and chill. During the week, I fit things in where I can. And this is another thing that I really struggled with, all my life previously. I didn't fit things in where I could. What I did was I forced myself to have a schedule. You're going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day and you're going to run for an hour, and then 3 days a week you're going to work out and you're going to do this, this, and this, and this exercise. And this week it's going to be arms, and this week it's going to be legs, and this week it's going to be, right? Because that's what we see. That's what we've been indoctrinated with. That's what everybody's doing online. That never worked for me. I got bored. my body acclimated to what I was doing. I would find excuses not to do it, or real life situations would come up and then I would miss a day, and then I would get down on myself and I would just give myself just the biggest ration of shit. And then I would feel horrible, and then it would make me not want to do it again. And then I would give up. Right? And it was this vicious cycle. And what being on a GLP-1 has helped me to realize is that I'm making myself go through this cycle. I don't have to do that. I can do things differently. So on days that I am very tired, I may say, you know what? I'm having a lot of fatigue today, or I'm having a lot of appetite suppression, and I'm finding it really hard to get the calories in. So instead of focusing on exercising, weightlifting, I'm going to focus on my nutrition. I'm going to focus on doing everything I can to meet that protein goal and to meet that water goal. That's one of the things that is very challenging for me, is the water goal. So I change my focus based off of what's happening in my life. And I feel like this could be a more flexible plan that would be great for people, especially individuals who have families, and especially individuals who have families with small children, right? Because we all know, even if we don't have small children, that you will have a plan of what you're going to do, but small children have another plan. They have a plan for a tantrum. They have a plan for getting sick. They have a plan for bringing home germs from the daycare or the school, and now everybody's sick. They have plans for, they hate elephants and they don't want to go to the zoo anymore, but then tomorrow they love elephants and everything has to be an elephant, right? Like, things can be unpredictable in life, especially for people with families. So I feel like this plan that I've been doing, it would be better for people who have that kind of, right? I don't want to say chaos, but that kind of unpredictability, right? If you have a standard, 9 to 5, you get up, you get ready, you go to work, you come back, you go, right? It is much easier to plan. And if you're not planning for a whole family, right, which I am very lucky that it's just my wife and myself, and we are both incredibly independent people, so we can do things separately, which, a lot of people think is odd, but it allows for a lot of flexibility, and it also allows me the brain power and the space to be able to focus on myself and to focus on what I'm doing. And I just want to throw it out there that not enough people are focusing on themselves when it comes to a health journey. And I understand if you're a parent, right? Obviously, you got to take care of your family. You got to take care of your kids. You got to take care of your dogs. You got to take care of your rabbit, right? I get all of that. But you have to seriously make a commitment to yourself that you are going to carve out the time. Now, this is where kind of my unstructured approach comes in, because if you don't have time in the morning, every morning, if you're not a morning person, or you got to get your kids ready for school or whatever, you don't have time to do your cardio then, or your, weightlifting then, but you do have time at 2:00 in the afternoon when your kids are taking a nap. You carve out that time. And if that means that you need to lean on your spouse or your significant other or a friend or a family member to step in and help you with other things, I highly recommend that you do that. So I fit things in where I can. And let me give you some examples. I didn't sleep well. I didn't get up this morning. I didn't do squat. I'm laying in the bed with Kevin and I'm making this video because I'm tired and I didn't get good sleep, which unfortunately happens to me quite a bit on this medication. I don't know why, but I swear the Mounjaro nightmares are they're just going to be the death of me. I digress. So I didn't get up and do anything this morning. Am I going to beat myself up about it? No. Because I know that I have some meetings scheduled today. And during those meetings, I'm going to get my new 12-pound weight that I just purchased. And I'm going to do some arm exercises. And during those meetings, let's say during the first meeting, I do arm exercises, right? While I'm in the meeting. The next meeting, I might do squats with that weight. Depends on what I feel like. But I will be doing more and something different than I did yesterday. Yesterday, got on my Peloton, 30 minutes, rode my bike. Got outside, played with the dogs, right? Today, I'm doing something different. And the reason why this works for me, just aside from the ADD factor, is it keeps your body guessing. There are so many people who talk about, oh, I go to the gym and I have my same routine and I do it every time and I know exactly how long it takes me. And that's great if that works for them. But those same people will also reach a point where their body is like, yeah, we're used to this. This is easy. You're going to have to up the weight. You're going to have to change it. We're going to stop losing weight. We're going to stop building muscle. We're good. We're good where we are. If you are constantly changing what you're doing, your body is constantly having to adapt. And it's one of the ways that I am able to both keep myself engaged and also continue to lose weight every week. Even if it's just half a pound, it keeps my body going, okay, what are we doing today? Okay, wow, we're doing a lot of weightlifting today. And the next day we're doing some cardio. We're doing this, we're doing that, right? Different movements. I'll do Pilates, laying in the bed during commercials on TV. I'll do, I'll go for a walk, right? Switch it up that way. Other days I'll do the Peloton, right? So I don't have like a set exercise that I'm doing. It will become a little more structured when I'm, going to a gym, because then I'm going to have to account for time and all of that. But I'm still going to be switching it up, and I just do whatever I feel like doing that day. If I want to get on YouTube and find a dance video and do a dance video, I do it. If I want to, find an app that's got workouts on it and it shows you, like with flashcards, like a little workout you can do, I'll do that. You can switch it up into whatever you'd like. Just recently, I saw somebody who was doing Dance Dance Revolution, the game, on a pad, and that's their cardio. I love that. That's fantastic. I used to do that in college and I loved it. And we used to really break a sweat. So there are a lot of options. You're not just limited to one thing. And there's no rule that says you have to do the same thing 3 times a week. You have to do the same thing every single day. Think outside of that box. Unless having that kind of structure really helps you, in which case continue to do what you're doing, I encourage you to have a little bit more flexibility. Get away from that mindset of, oh, it's raining, I don't want to go for a walk. But if I don't go, then It's going to mess up my calories for the day, right? All of that diet culture garbage that we all have spinning around in here, we have to get away from that. And one way you can do that is just randomize what you're doing. The other key point that I want to make is that nutrition is so important. And I cannot emphasize this enough. For those of you who've been around with me for a while, you know that I say weight loss is 95% nutrition. And if you are struggling, don't add more to your plate. And that's one of the things that has really helped me lose 103 pounds is when I feel like I need to focus on nutrition, I focus on nutrition and I don't do anything else. When I feel like I need to focus on my water intake, I focus on my water intake and I don't worry about anything else. If I feel like working out, great. If I don't, that's okay, because you know what? I met that water goal. I feel like more often than not, we get lost in putting so much pressure on ourselves to do things 100% perfectly. And that's just not the human condition. We're not going to do things 100% perfectly, and that's okay. And I'm here to tell you that not only is it okay, but you can still lose weight. It will still work. If you are staying on top of your nutrition and you're in a calorie deficit, you can have flexibility. And this is why I push so hard for people to track what they're eating. I'm not saying you have to track forever if that's not something that you enjoy, but it does help you to create that foundation of, okay, I'm in a hurry. I don't know what I'm going to eat. Okay, I can throw together a chicken wrap and be good to go. And it helps you to make a healthy choice instead of making a more calorie-dense choice, right? Which is not helpful in your goals. The other thing is, when it comes to nutrition, it's really important that you remember one of the things that I've previously mentioned, which is your body does not work on a schedule. You're not going to lose weight every 7 days on the dot when you decide to weigh yourself. Additionally, if you're focusing on that calorie deficit, getting in your protein, right, you may not get the weight loss that you're really looking for in 1 week or even in 2 weeks. And I'm here to tell you that that's okay, because what this medication does is it helps our bodies work for us instead of against us. You know, all those people online that can lose weight naturally and they're just in a calorie deficit and working out and they're just, losing weight like a normal person. This medication helps us to be able to do that. But you have to be flexible. More often than not, I see people who post in the support groups and they're like, I was on top of my nutrition, I was on top of my water intake, I was just exercising so hard, and I gained a pound this week. I'm so frustrated, I'm so disappointed. And I feel for them, because the next day, that weight may come off. The next 2 days, they may find that they lost 3 pounds. But you're not going to know, A, if you're not checking, and B, if you don't have that flexibility. Everything is so rigid in the majority of our life. We're constantly fighting against, a work schedule that's set for us by somebody else. And, you got to do this, and we're working on this project, and you got to get this done. And then you get off of work and you got to cook dinner and you got to get the laundry done. You got to do this and do that, right? So much of our time is dictated for us. Take it back. There are times that I am on the phone with a friend or a family member and I'm doing squats down the hallway or pacing around the house with ankle weights on my ankles, which be careful about that because you don't want to put too much weight on your ankles. Right? So like, think outside of the box. There are so many things that you can be doing. I'll be doing dishes and I'll do leg exercises while I'm standing there. Instead of if I drop something, instead of just, leaning over and picking it up, I'll do a squat all the way down very slowly, pick up my item, and stand back up. All of these things, they may seem like small things, right? Doing 3 minutes of leg exercises while you're standing at the sink. But when you put them all together throughout your day, it becomes an hour worth of activity. It becomes, 45 minutes of squats, working out during meetings, doing arm exercises. But if I had tried to carve out an hour to do them back to back to back to back to back, I may or may not have done it. I may or may not have had time for it. But if you work it in where you can, it adds up throughout the day. So in conclusion, I'm switching it up. I'm not doing the same thing every day. I'm focusing on my nutrition always, every single day. I track my calories. I make sure I'm in a calorie deficit. And I make sure to give myself flexibility. If I don't feel like doing something one day, then I do something different. If I don't feel well, then I do nothing. And I reinforce to myself that that's okay. We've got to break away from this mentality of, you have to be doing things at 1,000,000%, otherwise you're lazy. Otherwise you're not trying hard enough. You can accomplish so much and you'll feel better about doing it. And that's the thing that really gets me. I feel better. The more weight you lose, the better you will feel. The more motivated you will be, because you will see that over time, your hard work is paying off. And that gives you that get up and go. But if you have a day where you don't have that feeling, that's okay. Just think to yourself, you know what? It's raining. I don't feel like going for a walk. I do feel like watching some Judge Judy. So I'm going to watch Judge Judy and I'm going to do some sit-ups. I'm going to see how many sit-ups I can do in one commercial break on a show. And then I'm going to count those up. And then on the next commercial break, I'm going to try to do one more than I did on that last commercial break. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can take something so simple as a sit-up. You don't need any equipment. You don't need a personal trainer. You don't need somebody standing over you saying, just push harder, you can do it, right? Just watching your show, there's a commercial, you're doing sit-ups, and then the next commercial break, you try to do one more. And if you do, great. If not, try again on the next one. So that is what I've been doing. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you would like more information or an updated video on, like a what I eat in a day, then definitely let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you are trying to switch things up, to make things more random, to go with what you feel, or if you really thrive in a more structured weight loss plan that involves, you know, working out, cardio, set time frames. Let me know if that works better for you. I'm always interested to see what it is that's working for people. And when you describe it, make sure that you're putting in the comments exactly what you're doing, because your comment can help somebody else on their weight loss journey. If you're looking for a positive only support group, I've got you covered. Link is in the description box below. Did you subscribe? Because I was watching you and I don't think that you clicked that button. So now is a really good time to just scroll down and click that button and subscribe. Just go ahead and do that. Just, yeah, it's right down there. You just, yeah. Well, if you're on your phone, you got to kind of go down, and then there's the description box, and then there's the Fit Flavor Fun, right? And then they click the, yeah, okay. Oh, all right, you got it. You got it. You're good. You're good. Okay. And now I'll see you in the next video. But don't forget, be kind. Rewind.